Hey, so I'm doing this video log. I'm not sure if I'm going to post it, but I will talk as if I am going to post it, and it may help some people. So I am the heaviest I have ever been. I tried not to go on the scales for a while because I get obsessed with it because I feel like I need to weigh myself to see if I'm right on track. And I know when I was slim, I used to obsess over it too much. So I thought I'll give myself a break from the scales, but it turns out that I actually put on quite a bit of weight in the week that I didn't watch the scales, or 2 weeks, shall I say, that I didn't watch the scales. So I'm back to being the heaviest I've ever been, which is, yeah, it's scary. And I keep starting and stopping a diet. When I was like 3.5 stone lighter, it's sort of like I found it easier to get started and lose like the first couple of stone, although like I find it hard to stick to. It's always, I can always get started off and lose that first bit of weight, that kind of the first stone that makes you motivated enough to you lose the second stone, for example. But this time round, it's like, because I'm heavier, everything is an effort, like everything. Getting out of bed, I'm so stiff because I feel like I weigh a ton. Like when I get up in the morning and I push myself out of bed, I feel so heavy. It's like I have got a rucksack of bricks on my back and I have got to get out of bed. And then when I get out of bed, I've got to walk around, and my feet are so flat, it's deformed, it's starting to deform my toes, because it's pushed my feet. So other than having like the arch, they're flat, or the arch, I say, they're flat, and now it's like they're starting to push my toes out like that. And like I've noticed that over the past, since obviously I put on the extra pounds, and it's obviously it's work doing it over time, and just going down the stairs and making breakfast might, when you get up in the morning, your heart's working faster than it should be anyway. And at the minute, it's like I get so out of breath, and I'm really worried about my health, like really worried about my heart. And it's like I have got to start. If I don't start, I'm just going to get worse. I know I want to be here in 5 years. I want to be here for, for as long as I can possibly be here for. And at the minute, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I might not be here in 10 years. And that's a scary thought. But I'm finding it hard to get started. I'm finding it hard. I have got this weight just lifting my arm up. It's heavy. And this is what I'm really struggling with at the minute. And I just want to kind of share that with someone, because if you don't start losing weight now, if you're lighter than me, if you don't start taking action now, you're going to end up like me, where everything is 10 times as hard. Walking's hard for me. I'd always start losing weight by walking. I can't even walk properly at the minute. My back's hurting, everything's hurting. Obviously, I'm trying to find out what's going on with my back, because I think it's beyond just the weight. Obviously losing weight would help, but they're trying to figure out. But if I lost weight, maybe my back wouldn't have been so bad. Maybe I wouldn't get so out of breath. Maybe it might be more enjoyable. But just lifting my own body weight, like even doing yoga, is hard. It's really, really bloody hard. So if I were you, I would get started now, because you don't want to put on any more weight. You don't want to get to me where I'm like ridiculously overweight, like high-end obese, morbidly obese scale. I mean, I should be weighing about 9 stone, and I weigh over 18.5. So I'm carrying an extra person around with me every day. How would you like to do that? It's going to take its toll on your body, isn't it? So I'm trying to find things that I can do to lose weight, because I obviously the food I eat is not great, and I've got this issue with food. I've got, if you look at my tongue, I don't know if you can see how, I've got more taste buds than the average person. So I have a real issue with tastes of foods. But not only that, I have a problem with textures of food as well. I've got an anxiety with food. I hate food. If I could be tube fed, I would, purely because of the issue that I have with food. And that sounds really selfish, because there are people out there that don't have no choice but to be tube fed. And it's just purely because of the hassle of food that has affected my life, my whole life. So obviously I wouldn't, but it's kind of like, you know, sometimes I find it easier to have shakes than actually eat. But I do like to eat sometimes. Like if I have a shake, a sweet shake, obviously I taste that and then I get cravings for other things. But if I was to be tube fed, I might not taste that anything, so I wouldn't get cravings for things as much, if that makes sense at all. Obviously, you know, I can't be tube fed. I need to get on with it and just start losing weight. And, you know, I don't wish anyone to be tube fed, because, you know, it can't be nice. If you can't eat yourself, it must be so awful. Or they would want that, you know, they're probably looking at me thinking, you don't know how lucky you are to eat normally. So I'm not gonna, you know, but I just had to kind of share that thought. It sounds really bad, but that's how I feel. So I'm also reluctant with losing weight, because I know I'm gonna have excess skin. But I know that I need to lose weight for my health, and the health is always, it's got to be more important than anything. But I know that I'm going to have all this loose skin. I haven't got money for surgery. There's all these reasons that are stopping me from getting started, but I know I need to get started now, because I might not be here in 10 years. So what's going on up here is such a bad battle with myself at the minute, and it's scary. I don't like the way, I can't look at myself in the mirror. I mean, you know, I've kind of accepted being large, which is probably the worst thing I've ever done, is accept myself for me, because then I'm not punishing myself and I'm not forcing myself to be slimmer. So, yes, love your body, learn to love yourself, but not to the point of being comfortable with how you are. If you're unhealthily overweight or unhealthily underweight, you need to be aware that there are health limits. And I don't look at people that are my size or my weight and go, oh my god, they shouldn't be happy within themselves. I see them as beautiful as they are, but there is the health risks, and you need to address that. You need to, if you want to have a good life, you've got to give yourself a kick up the backside and look at yourself in the mirror and think, yes, I'm beautiful. I'm a beautiful person. You know, I have nice skin. But you need to think, is it good for you? Is it going to give you the life that you want to live? Are you for your family? Or I hope that doesn't get taken the wrong way, but I've got too comfortable that I think it's not letting me get to the next level. Or in my head, yes, I'm unhealthy. I'm not. Might not be here, but it's like Ben loves me for me, and it's like sometimes that's not giving me a reason to lose weight. I need to seriously start changing my mindset and really focusing on being that, getting out of bed, and just things like how it is affecting my life. I need to start focusing on that and saying and thinking, yeah, you know, I need to do this for me. I'll always be happier being slimmer. So there's a lot more reasons for me to lose weight than for me to stay as I am. And number one is health. My heart, you know, heart problems do run in the family with the females, on my dad's side. So it really is something that I need to, you know, be serious about now and get that in my head. I had a scare when I had an infection. I went up the hospital because my heart wasn't right and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. It scared the living daylights out of me, but why has that not given me the reason to start losing weight and stick to it? Obviously the issue with food is a problem, and that is something that I've got to try and sort out as well. But why hasn't that scared the living daylights? I mean, it scared the living daylights out of me, but why am I not so determined? But it's because of the work I know I've got to put in that's going to be the hardest I've ever had to work in my life. And it's going to be painful. And that's what I'm worrying about. Is I'm already in pain, and it's going to be even more painful than what I'm at now. Because it's you have to, it's going to get worse before it gets better, and I'm absolutely dreading it. However, you know, I'm going to do it, and I've done this video log now, and I can look back on this and see all sorts of reasons why I need to lose weight and everything like that. So I'm hoping that with this thought process I can actually start, and yeah, I want a family. I want to be healthier. I want to look nicer in clothes, and I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this. So here's to a new me starting from now. And yeah, I just want everyone to remind me if I have a wobble of why I'm doing it. And yeah, it will hopefully give me a kick up the backside. So I'm not sure if I'm going to post this, but I probably will. We'll see. Anyway, I'll see you. I'll talk to you soon. Lisa. Talk to myself soon. Bye.